Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna demonstrate how I draw a face with colored pencil. Let's start the video. Now my first step was to remove the graphite pencil markings to a point where you barely can see them to avoid any smudging later in the process. The paper I'm working with has a quite rough texture. That's why I chose to use a Copic marker as a base for the face, so I won't have any white spots shining through my colored pencil drawing in the end. At this point it looks like a total disaster, but if you go over with your colored pencils, they will cover this up quite well. The Copic marker color I chose was Skin White E00. The thing with Copic markers though is that if you use them on this paper, they will dry out very quickly. That's why I got myself some refill for the Copic markers, so I wouldn't have to worry about that. If you don't have any Copic markers on your hand, because I know they can be quite pricey, you also could use watercolors or very thinned down acrylic paints to lay a base layer for your drawing. The background I painted with indigo blue gouache painting to speed up the process and get a nice even background. You have to bear in mind though that you can't go over this medium with your colored pencil. Again, I start with the most prominent features in the face, which are the eyes, the nose and the mouth. This helps me to establish the right colors and the right values to have some sort of context to work around with the rest of the face. Not having this context and start with the cheek or the forehead, for example, would probably make me end up with way too light skin tones or even way too dark skin tones. So that's why I always choose to start with the eyes, the nose and the mouth. I used several brown tones to lay down the shadows first, and then I moved on and blended it all together with a lighter pencil. I will tell you more about that later in this video. You'll be seeing me using my ruler for a brief second here, because it looked like I messed up with my proportions and it seemed like her right eye's position is way too low, and I had to reposition that by pulling up my shadows a little bit higher and also her eyebrow, which helped me to fix that issue. When I started drawing, I found it always very scary to rework an area that already has been finished, but stepping out of this comfort zone and rework and tweak something that actually already has been finished can push your drawing to a higher level. And even though there's a chance that you make your drawing somehow worse, you still have learned something that you can use in your next drawing. Meaning there's actually no failure in drawing, it's just the part of the learning process. When I draw lips that are more on the natural side, meaning that there's no big fat red lipstick on them, I always try to use some flesh tones as well to give it a more natural look, and also it will make it look more cohesive with the rest of the drawing. What I also try to avoid is harsh outlining on the lips, except for shadow areas like underneath her bottom lip, because these harsh outlines will stand out way too much and make it look unnatural. That's unless she was to wear a very dark lipstick, of course. To create smooth skin tones, you might want to use a very smooth paper as well, probably something way more smooth than I have used here in this drawing, but that's why I used the Copic markers I have told you about in the beginning. This will help me to create this look. For the slightly darker skin tones on her forehead, I use rose beige, seashell pink and nectar. The first shadow layers I always try to put on very light-handed, and if you have troubles with that, it's always very helpful to hold your pencils further back to help you to put less pressure on the paper. After I was done with that, laying down my shadow area, I blended it all together with a light peach colored pencil on her right side because it's a little bit on the warmer side. For the left side I used a French gray 10% for blending and also my white colored pencil. I kept on going with the same procedure on the rest of her face. I only used some more pinkish colors for her rose cheeks, so they would look a little bit more warm. You may notice that I used some lighter blue shadows on her nose for blending. I did that to have some cool contrast against her warm cheeks. When it comes to blending, I prefer to move my pencil in a circular motion because that will give you a more even look. If you would like to see more of my pencil drawings, please consider to subscribe to my channel. Also, leaving a comment or give me a like if you want to would be also highly appreciated. I will be uploading new videos every Friday and every Tuesday. If you have any questions or ideas for future videos, you also can leave those in the comment section. I will definitely consider them for my next video. I made a mistake with her chin area. I started blending way too early, but I was able to put on some more shadows color like clay rose and sienna beige to tone down this area to make it look a little bit more realistic. I added some red tones to the shadows underneath her chin and also underneath her nose because I think it makes it look so vibrant, and it's also contrasting against her cooler skin tone. Drawing her neck area was especially hard because I couldn't identify the shadows in the reference photo because it was a very bright photo. So what I did was to go and edit this and adjusted the contrast so I could see where my shadows should go, and then I reverted this to the original reference photo so I could use the right colors too. Looking back at this footage, I remembered that not too long ago actually, I was thinking about selling my Prismacolor colored pencils because I haven't been using them for such a long time and they were just laying around. But due to my extensive art supply hoarding issue, I didn't do it, and I'm very happy that I didn't in the end. Now that's basically how I approach skin tones and how I like to make it look or appear very smooth. For the rest of the video I just gonna fill in the details like the butterflies, and I will draw the hair and also add some fake gold leaf, which I love so much. Overall, this drawing took me about 15 hours to finish, and I did that in 2 days. Now that's it for me. I hope you liked the video and found it somewhat helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you the next time. Bye!